Hello, Cancers, and welcome to this, your May 1st through May 15th reading and predictions. If you are new here, a very warm welcome. Thank you for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, so much gratitude for your help in continuing to support the channel. Let's dive in by first taking a quick peek at what went on last month for you. Last month being the last reading I did for you covering the time frame April 15th through April the 30th. Now, the last reading I did for you, I'm calling up my notes here. You were leveling up, you were doing some accountability and authenticity work. Pretty big lessons there. The cards also indicated that people were going to be challenging you as you begin to change and grow. And as you take more accountability for your life, for your responsibilities, for your own actions, that is causing other people's demons to Mm, twinge, you're awakening other people's demons because if people are not quite ready to face their own inauth- inauthenticity, if they're not willing to be accountable yet, and yet that's what you're doing right now, Cancer, then what happens is you make their demons bristle and they may challenge you on that. You closed off the last reading with two really, really powerful cards. Those two cards being the Tower and the Hierophant. Hierophant, of course, is about some pretty deep work, and the Tower is about a sudden and drastic change. So let's pull some cards. Let's see what's going on for you now. The first cards that we're going to pull are going to be cards of where you are at now. Also, please stick around all the way until the end. First of all, I have a surprise for you at the end. I'm going to be pulling yes, no cards. So if you do have a burning yes, no question that you are looking for an answer to, I do have my itty bitty yes, no deck here. And as well, I have been putting these videos out for 2 years and I'm still shy a few hours to be monetized. So if you wouldn't mind letting this video play through. First cards we're pulling here are going to be cards of where you are at now and what's going on for you right now. So let's dive in. We've just got the one card coming out, and the card that's coming out is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles corresponds to the Compromise card from this Osho Zen deck. And this is the card that I like to call the karma card, philanthropy card. This is a card of if you don't have enough to give, then ask for help. If you've got a lot to give in the way of abundance at this time, then please give. And this is not just involving money and finances. This is giving of your heart and your soul, giving of your time, giving of your efforts, helping somebody out. If you can do that, then do that. If you can't, then by all means ask for help. There is no shame in asking for help, Cancer. Also, as mentioned, this card from the Osho Zen is called Compromise. And so I do want to say that in relation to your last reading, that was a super powerful, super energetic reading that indicated that there was a lot of change. It may be, Cancer, that right now you're feeling like you're a little overwhelmed by all of these changes. And so you're pulling back from some of what was happening for you. And that is the compromise here, that it was a little bit too much too fast for you. Let's pull some cards for what you are concentrating on and focusing on, where you put in your energies. Oh, Okay, so the first card that dove out of the deck was the Four of Pentacles. I'm just going to turn over the other cards here. Oh my. You know what? Similar cards are coming out to your last reading. The last reading that I did for you indicated that you needed to kind of balance your budget, perhaps not covet what others have. The accountability and authenticity card came out for you last time, and the card, or a card similar to judgment, came out. So it's interesting. It does appear as though the universe, as much as the compromise card came out here, indicating you might be pulling back from all of this sudden change, from the tower, from accountability, and because it was a little bit too much for you. The cards are indicating you are continuing to go through this at this time, Capricorn. Let's start and dive a little bit deeper with this Four of Pentacles. You'll notice the character on the card is holding her purse, which represents money or financial wealth. She's holding it very close to herself. She's playing her cards close to her chest. In other words, she is protecting her purse as well. The Four of Pentacles is a card of make sure that you are balancing your budget at this time, Cancer. This is not formal financial advice. This is common sense. Make sure that you have more coming in than what you have going out. And if you can afford to do so at this time, put some money away for a rainy day as well. Now, the other thing about this card is that the character is looking almost down and looking away, because the other meaning behind this card is if you're looking over the fence at what someone else has and you are craving or coveting what they have, what you're actually doing is sending a message out to the universe saying, I don't have enough because I want what they have. And if you're doing that, what you're actually doing is telling the universe, please send me less because I already believe that I am less. So that's an important lesson for you right now, Cancer. As I mentioned, you have the Eight of Swords here. Eight of Swords is the accountability and authenticity card. The character on the card appears as though she is all tied up and unable to get unbound. But when the character on the card recognizes that they put themselves in the position to get all bound up and tied up and feeling like they're not able to escape from their current situation, when that light bulb comes on, all of a sudden they're able to go, oh, I get it now. Yeah, it's me that needs to change. And when I change, the shift happens. That moves us into the Judgment card. And this is the order in which the cards came out as well, Cancer. Judgment card is not about you sitting in judgment of someone else, i.e., sitting in judgment. Oh, I don't want what they have. Oh, I want what they have. That's not what this card is about. This card is sitting in judgment of yourself. And the fact that the Judgment card came out right next to the accountability and authenticity card, it's confirmation that your lessons in accountability and authenticity continue. Sit in judgment of yourself. Take full accountability and responsibility for where you are at this time, Cancer. All right, we are going over here to the little itty bitty everyday witch. For your difficult influences and challenges, Eight of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. All right, so Eight of Pentacles is the card of just continuing to do your work, continuing to get things done, working away. It can also represent the need or the necessity to level up skills at this time by way of taking a course or a seminar, or recognizing and acknowledging that perhaps you don't have all of the answers. And again, asking for help. Oh, yeah, that goes back to the very first card, the Six of Pentacles, which is the card of ask for help if you need help. So, but this card came up in your difficult influences, indicating that you are resistant to learning or leveling up at this time. And then you have the Ace of Swords in your difficult influences. And the Ace of Swords, I'm just going to turn off the light for just a second here. So is it going to come into focus? No, still doesn't want to come into focus. The Ace of Swords is about new beginnings. And now my light is really bright. Ooh, there we go. The Ace of Swords is about new beginnings, and it's about new beginnings specifically related to the mental or the intellectual realm. It is about new ideas coming to light. It's about brainstorming and going, oh my gosh, how did I not see that before? Well, maybe you didn't see it before because you were still caught up at the energy of the Eight of Swords where you were bound up and caught up in something. But as you've done this judgment work and sat in judgment of yourself, and you've recognized, oh, that wasn't working for me. Yeah, I got kind of all caught up in that one, and that wasn't working for me. All of a sudden, you can have the opportunity to really get a new idea that's come from the intellectual mind out into practice. But this is in your difficult influences, indicating that you're still bumping up against this idea. You're still at the point of saying, okay, I have this idea, but I'm not sure what to do with it. Uh-huh. All right. So in your messages from the universe, Cancer, we have everyone has value. This card is important because, first of all, we don't want to sit in judgment of others. We sit only in judgment of ourselves. But also, I get the sense that with this Eight of Pentacles being in your difficult influences, you are resistant at this time to taking advice, lessons, seminars, classes from anyone else. There's almost like an arrogance coming up for me, is what I'm sensing. And I know this is hard to hear, Cancer, but that's what I'm sensing is there's almost a little bit of an arrogance coming up at this time. And that quite literally is keeping you trapped and bound. But when you recognize that everyone has value, and even though you may not be in alignment with everybody else's belief systems, recognize that there is still stuff that we can learn from people that we disagree with. So keep that in mind, Cancer. And the other card that you have is accept struggles as lessons. Yeah, because you know what? This is a difficult card. This is a difficult place to be. The recognition that you're feeling like you're bound up and trapped, only to go, oh my God, I did this. Okay. That can be a really, really struggly, uncomfortable feeling, but accept it as a lesson. Once we learn lessons, we're less likely to repeat our past mistakes. I'm getting called back over here to the Osho Zen for your unexpected. Unexpected for Cancer, please. All right. In your unexpected, we have the Eight of Wands and we have creativity. Creativity corresponds to the Empress. Sorry, lost my words there. All right, Eight of Wands. It's interesting. It's interesting here, Cancer. You have the Eight of Pentacles in your difficult influences. You have the Eight of Swords in your what you're focusing on, what you're concentrating on, the lessons you want to learn right now. And in your unexpected, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands corresponds to the element of fire. And this, of course, is about taking action at this time. It can potentially involve travel. It typically involves movement of some kind, taking action in the physical world, putting your ideas out there once you have brushed up on your skill set a little bit. Get those ideas out there, Cancer. I also want to point out that you have 8, 8, 8. First of all, eights in certain belief systems and certain religions are extremely lucky numbers. The 8 is, of course, the sign of infinity when you turn it on its side. And people in the comments, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that the reason that the Chinese believe that eights are lucky is because the way that 8 is pronounced in both Cantonese and Mandarin, it means life. So you have 3 eights in your reading so far. There might be one more, not sure whether it's going to pop out or not, but having all of these eights surrounding you, pay attention to anything that comes up that might look like or resemble the infinity symbol. Pay attention to May 8th. Something important is likely to happen, Cancer, in and around May 8th. And yeah, the eights in general are pretty positive cards. They are cards, of course, of lessons and having to do with the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. You're going to want to do something. You're going to want to be taking action. Now, this came up in your unexpected. This may also involve some unexpected travel for you, Cancer. The other card that you have in your unexpected is the number 3, the creativity card. And this card, of course, corresponds to the Empress. The Empress in the tarot is about birthing new ideas out into the world. We already had the Ace of Swords in the difficult influences, indicating that you have a grandiose, amazing, fantastic, next best thing idea. But for whatever reason, there's this hesitation to get the idea out into the world. One of the things that some of the current sort of spiritual leaders, Victor Odo, Aaron Doughty, and many others, are currently saying is take some kind of action because it's better than no action. Imperfect action is better than no action at all. So, Cancer, get your idea out there. Even if it's imperfect, everybody starts somewhere. If you wanted to really go down this rabbit hole, look at some of the big YouTubers. Look at some of their first videos because a lot of them leave them up in order to remind themselves where they came from and how far they came by taking imperfect action every day. Even if the action isn't perfect. My videos aren't perfect. I have to bend over and pick up cards off the floor, but I'm putting it out there regardless. I'm not monetized. I'm not perfect. I don't edit my videos because I haven't figured out how to yet. But I'm putting it out there because I think that the messages that my guides and that the cards bring to the masses are important, that it doesn't matter that my videos are not perfect. So, Cancer, I am encouraging you right now, whatever this idea is, get it out there. Take action. That's what this Eight of Wands is about. It's about taking action, getting your idea out there. Oh, that one was big. All right, where are we going here for your final general overall outcome? And then we're going to pull the yes, no cards. So final general overall outcome for Cancer. All right. So when I drop these cards, there is a card back here that is going to be left standing up. I'm going to grab that one out as well. All right. Oh my goodness. You have a second card here that is the same as another card in your reading. But first, in your last reading, covering the time frame April 15th through April 30th, Cancer, one of the final cards that came out in your reading was the Tower, and you have a repeat again this month. Okay. Now, I also remember in your last reading, you had this Eight of Swords coming up, the accountability and authenticity card. You have similar themes. You also had information about a big brand new idea coming up in your last reading, and it's coming up again this time. Cancer, I cannot stress this enough. And I hope that my encouragement, I hope that other people are also encouraging you. Put your ideas into action. You have the Tower card here. The Tower card is a card of change, sudden and unexpected change. And this card usually comes out because we're not listening to the universe. This card comes out when the universe says, hey, unbind yourself, take responsibility for your life, sit in judgment of yourself. There is this amazing new idea. You've got all this creativity surrounding you. Get your idea out there. Trust that other people can also help you and teach you some stuff. This theme came up last time and you didn't listen. The theme comes up again. If you don't listen, the universe will put something in your path that will make you wake up and listen. I'm going to share this with you, Cancer. For years and years and years, I wanted to be doing what I do. I am a psychic and I am a counselor. That comes naturally to me. I've been doing this since I was a little girl. And yet I kept bouncing back into the 9 to 5, bouncing back into the 9 to 5, bouncing back into my old life, into the traditional life, because that was what everybody else around me wanted for me. It wasn't what I wanted for myself. What did the universe do as my final warning? I ended up having an accident and it put me in the hospital for a long time. And there are certain aspects from that accident that will go forward with me my whole life as a reminder to listen to my intuition at all times and trust it. And that is what this is about, Cancer. So, whatever the idea is that you've got, imperfect action is better than no action at all. You have the Empress here again. The Empress, of course, is the same as the creativity card. It is time for you to put your idea out there. Take action. Get creative. Get it out there. Because right next to that, you have the Ace of Autumn. Ace of Autumn is about new financial beginnings. There you have it. If this reading resonated deeply for you, Cancer, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. That way you'll receive a notification when I post your next video in the middle of May. And as always, if you are interested in private consultations with me rather than this general reading, all of the contact details are down below. Okay, bring to mind your yes/no question. Ask it several times in your mind. And I'm just going to, okay, well, I was going to shuffle that until a card popped out, and a card has popped out already. So, in response to your question, Cancer, the cards are giving you the answer. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you'll allow me the honor of doing your next reading in the middle of May.